In this video, we're going to be discussing that one thing that we all have the same amount of each day, and that's time, and how to get better at time management. Greetings winners, Kevin here. It's great to be here again with you today. If you're new to our channel, we discuss simple and practical ways to help you achieve a more successful future as leaders. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss another video on finding ways to win. Okay, let's just think about this little thought exercise. Say we really need help. We have friend number A who never has much going on, all sorts of time on their hand, not accomplishing much. And we have friend B over here. Friend B seems busy, but getting a whole lot of stuff done, but has very little free time in life. Which one are we going to ask to help us? And most importantly, which one of those friends do we think is going to help us? And the funny part is, it's not always usually the person with the time on their hands. It seems to be that person who's busy and getting a lot done. They seem to be the one who comes over and helps us get the stuff done. So why can they get all that stuff done? Usually because they have great time management skills. They're dedicated, they have a process, a system, things scheduled in, and they really get things done. So also, talk to that friend you have in mind, maybe even ask them, how do they manage their time? Now, let's get on to the steps. First thing we're going to do is we're always going to plan in some downtime, some free time. Now this is just like money. We always want to have some extra money saved up. On the same time, when we go through this, we always want to have that little bit of free time saved up because life never goes as we expect. Things always come up. You get a flat tire, you need to pick up something from the store, the lawnmower breaks, the faucet leaks, whatever it is, something always comes up. And if you don't have any free time set away, then that causes you great problems. You have to find some way to do it. You either sacrifice something else you're doing, you pay someone else to do it, which is really expensive, or what happens to most of us is we lose sleep. And that's never a good thing. We always want to make sure we get enough sleep. Let's start to get into the process. I want you to write down your goals and priority in life. Now remember, be honest. Don't write down what you think you should write down for your goals and priorities. Write down what they actually are. The reason for this is what our true goals and priorities are is what's going to motivate us. What's motivate us is going to cause us to action, and we're actually going to get something done. So don't worry, you don't have to show this to anyone. Just put down what your true goals and priorities are. And if you don't think those goals and priorities are good, then maybe just the process of writing down the truth might actually help you change those goals and priorities. And it's something else. After you write that down, you write those things down, go back and watch yourself, track yourself over a month. You want to find out what your real priorities in life? Start looking at what you do with all your free time and your extra cash that you have to spend. Where you spend those is where your true priorities are in life. So, and when you actually do that, it's kind of disappointing. Ask me how I know. The next thing I want you to do is maybe open up that Microsoft Excel and start to list out everything you do. Now, don't put all these little weird things down, just the major big chunks of time in life, and start to write down what all those things are that you do. Yes, sleep is a major chunk of time, work is a major chunk of time, commuting, eating, all these things. Write down what all those different things are that you do. Put that list down. It's good to maybe write that down and even work on this list over a week to let those ideas come up as things come across. Then when you get those done, put that line across the bottom. Now the next step is start to write down and put down all those things we want to do. These are all the things I want to do but never get around those. Below those lines, that's a list of all the things that you really want to do but you're not getting to. And again, take some time. This usually doesn't happen all in one sitting. You do it, keep that out, keep it on your desk, keep it with you, and you'll just be adding ideas to the whole week. The next thing we're going to do with our list is we're going to start to label everything. We're going to put down in front of everything a need or a want or a goal and priority. Now let me talk about those things. The first things we have are need. You need to sleep, you need to eat, you need to do something where you make money, you need to probably get ready for that. You need to somehow get food and cook food so you can eat. So a lot of those things are needs. We really need those. Now when we get to the things like wants, watching TV, reading the internet news, going on Facebook, going golfing, Those examples, a lot of times those things are want. We really don't need those. Now, for example, there's some things that might be needs and wants. Let's say you sleep 12 hours a day. Well, you need about your 8 hours, so 8 hours of that would be a need, and 4 hours of that would be a want. Or you have an immaculate house and everything's put away and you spend hours every day cleaning your house. Well, it doesn't need to be done to that extreme, so something like that would be part of that. A bare minimum of that would be a need, and a lot of that would be a want, because that's something you're doing in excess to what you would be doing. And the other item is, when we talk about goal and priority, you wrote down what your goals and priorities were at the top. Now that's labeling all those things you do that line up to the goals and priorities. Now there might be things that you need to do and want to do that line up for those goals and priorities, and that is perfectly fine. So you can have 2 labels off to the side of everything. Okay, on this next part, don't freak out. It's not going to be as bad as you think, but in front of all those different items, put an X in front of all those items that are a want, that don't line up to your goal and priority. So anything that doesn't help us reach our goal and priority, put an X in front of those. And that's just so we become aware of all the things that we are spending our time on that are keeping us from reaching our goals. Here's the next step. We did all this work, and now we actually get to the transformable part. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to look for everything that's a want that has an X through it, and we get to choose. So obviously pick the one you care about the least, but we are going to cross out one of those items, and only one we are going to cross out. And then off to the right of those, we're going to say, hey, I'm going to write down an activity from the bottom, which is something that aligns to my goals and priorities, and put that up there. So I'm going to change out that time on that one item with something that lines up to my goals or priorities. Now for you, one of your first things you might do is actually cross out and get rid of something. If you have no free time because you have yourself booked silly, you might actually want to cross something out and just put free time down next to it, so you have a little free time. Now that'll always usually get full with something, that those unexpected things that come up, but if they don't, hey, you could relax a little, unwind, get some more sleep, or actually then go down and look on that goal and priority item and actually do that. So one of the things to be aware of is, what do a lot of people do? They say, hey, January 1st, New Year's Eve, I'm going to start it off right. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to have a clean house. I'm going to be organized at work. I'm going to join these self-help groups and all these things, and I'm going to change my life. What happens? January 7th gets here, and you are so overwhelmed and burned out from trying to do everything at once, you quit. It is much better to do one thing and make it a habit than it is to try to do everything and fail. So one small thing, that one small success that you keep after and make it a habit, can change your life. Now let's think about this. You're going to cross off one thing that actually you said this is a want with the X in front of it, that doesn't line up to my goal or priorities. That means I'm actually wasting my life. I'm wasting that time. Now, some of it just having fun, that's okay. But those aren't helping me accomplish anything in life. So if I can get rid of one of those a month, think of that. At the end of a year, you have literally transformed your life. You have 12 items, one a month, 12 months. At the end of a year, hopefully 12 of your wants that don't align to your goals and priorities are all gone, and they're all filled with things that help you reach your goal priorities. I mean, this is truly a life-transforming thing. You can make such a huge difference just doing that one thing at a time. Keep it small, keep it simple, one step at a time. This last thing is for you overachievers. Now, before you do this next thing, make sure to have some of that comfort food ready, because when you're done with this, you're probably going to need it. You had at the top all those things you do every week. I want you to go through for a week, and actually you can look at 15-minute segments or half-an-hour segments. Actually write down every day for a week how much time you spend on each of those during the day. It doesn't have to be exact, but just those estimates. Write down, think about it every couple hours, and write down how much time you spent on each of those. And then at the end of the week, add up that time And the reason I said you need comfort food is because when you realize how much time you wasted, how much time was on worthless stuff, it's kind of disappointing. And that's where that comfort food comes in. After the first time I did it, I was actually shocked at how much time in certain areas that I wasted. And I thought I was doing fabulous, and it was just like, wow, this is bad. So, thank you for watching. I know it's a pretty detailed one and kind of long, but remember to like and subscribe to this video. And if you know anyone who's having this problem or you thought this was useful, share this out to people, because most people in America seem to be busy as can be and can't get stuff done, and they're stressed out. So please remember to share, and remember, it's a great day to win.